I will echo also what the DA mentioned is some of the very dangerous national rhetoric that's out there today. Our system of justice absolutely requires law enforcement to be present to protect our community. So at any point when the rhetoric ramps up to the point where calculated, cold-blooded assassination of police officers happened, this rhetoric has gotten out of control. We've heard Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Well, cops' lives matter too. So why don't we just drop the qualifier and just say lives matter and take that to the bank?
All right, joining us on the Malzberg panel, Larry Elder, radio host of The Larry Elder Show, author of Dear Father, Dear Son, 2 Lives, 8 Hours, and David Swerdlick, assistant editor at PostEverything at the Washington Post. Gentlemen, welcome. Of course, he's talking about the horrific shooting of Darren Goforth by Shannon Miles, allegedly, an execution, a black suspect and a white cop. 2 weeks ago, you had armed Black Panthers in Texas standing outside a police station saying, "We will start creeping up you in the darkness." That's exactly what this man did. A month ago, Louis Farrakhan was at a church in Miami, said, "Hunt them and kill them." That's exactly what this man did. What's going on here, Larry?
Well, we also had just a couple of days before this sheriff deputy was shot and killed on the internet in Texas, a couple of black guys urging black people to take up arms and mow down cops. And also out your way, there was officers Lee and Ramos who were killed by a guy who posted on Facebook how angry he was about what was going on in Ferguson. So these are direct relationships that are going on right now. And the whole thing is nonsense. The whole Black Lives Matter movement is built upon this lie that Darren Wilson was running away with his hands up. Turns out it's not even true. And over the last 30 years, 75% reduction in cops shooting black people. So the whole thing is crap, and people are getting killed as a result of it.
David?
Well, look, first of all, what happened in Texas is terrible. If the suspect is proven guilty, he should be punished accordingly, according to Texas law. You know, there's no justification whatsoever for killing the cop. I'm sorry, his name is not coming to me right now, neither the suspect nor the police officer.
Darren Goforth, yeah.
Okay, but just to the point that Larry was making, look, first of all, well, to your point, Steve, to my knowledge, there's not a link between the Nation of Islam or the New Black Panther Party and whatever the mainstream Black Lives Matter movement is. I've been a critic of the Black Lives Matter movement, but I don't think we should, you know, lump them together with the rhetoric of other organizations. That's number one. The second thing I will say about the slogan Black Lives Matter, to the point that the officer was making in the press conference, look, whatever else we think, and I agree with him, cops' lives do matter. All people's lives do matter, but the slogan, the movement, Black Lives Matter, does not mean Black Lives Matter only or Black Lives Matter more. It clearly, and this has been discussed ad nauseum in recent weeks, it clearly means Black Lives Matter also.
No, I've seen members. David, I've seen members of the group shoot down people and call them racist, call it hate speech if they say white lives matter also. So well, you may say that, but it's not what the leaders say. I want you both to hear from a demonstration, a Black Lives Matter demonstration. Watch.
Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon.
Larry, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Yeah, they're talking about Black Lives Matter only when a white cop shoots a black life. Last year, 6,000 blacks were murdered by other black people. Where was the movement? And if they really care about what's going on, they ought to get in the faces of the gangs out here in South Central, the Bloods and the Crips and MS-13. Get in their faces and say Black Lives Matter, because that's where the carnage is taking place.
David, that chant of to kill cops, that's what they're saying.
You know, that chant is at best, it's juvenile, it's counterproductive, and people should not be calling for cops to fry like bacon. I don't disagree with you on that. But with what Larry is saying, I just think that he's missing the point of what I think this movement, which is a young movement, which has only been around in its current incarnation for about a year, is trying to say. Just like the Tea Party has pushed back on state action in the government, the Black Lives Matter movement is pushing back on government actors, police, for incidents of police brutality against African Americans.
No. And what are they citing? They're citing Eric Garner.
Yes, Eric Garner. That's the perfect example.
No, a cop's acquitted. It's not the perfect example.
He wasn't acquitted because he was never indicted.
He was acquitted.
But we've all, Steve, we've argued about this
because they did nothing wrong, David.
Steve, we've all seen that video.
David,
I won't argue.
Larry, here's the problem. If people would teach their kids and the president would say,
Oh,
and
come
everybody would say, don't resist arrest, don't talk back to a cop, don't run from a cop. 95% of these incidents would be gone forever, Larry.
Virtually every one of these incidents involved a behavioral component that the Black Lives Matter people are ignoring. And I blame Obama. Obama could have done something. The very first incident like this out of Obama's mouth was the Cambridge police incident. He said the Cambridge police acted stupidly. He could have changed the whole debate if he had addressed that incident responsibly, but he didn't.
Final word, David, 10 seconds.
I criticized Obama when he said the Cambridge police acted stupidly. I said Obama was stupid to say that back in 2009 or 2010 or whenever it was. But cops have to be accountable for incidents like Eric Garner.
Guys, Larry Elder, David Swerdlick, we'll continue this. Alan Keyes next, folks. Don't go away.